All right, the 2022 album review part 2. Album review or top. We're just going to do our 6 through 10 collectively, like we did our 1 through 5. And making this part of our list was so much harder than the top 5, I think, because there couldn't have been more good albums this year. Like even 6 through 15, it took me hours. It took me like 2 weeks straight of listening to all these albums again and over to even come up with my 6 through 10. So I think you guys felt the same way about that, but I think we could all agree that they are the 6 through 10 pretty much include the Elephant Man's Bones by Rock Marciano, the Alchemist, HWH 10 by Westside Gunn, Tana Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher, Melt My Eyes See Your Future, Denzel Curry, and then 10 Black Vladimir by Mayhem, Loren, and Derringer, maybe 2000 by Joey Badass. Multiple could fit in there, but we'll talk about those. So I guess we'll start with Elephant Man's Bones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the weirdest albums in recent.
Yeah, no joke, dude. That's the first album I've listened to that he made. I had no idea what to expect going into it, but I knew it was going to be weird. And that's like weirder than a lot of stuff. Like I like weird stuff, but that was like differently weird. Especially when it's that low monotone stuff, but it's so good. It's how he rides those beats is unbelievable.
It's insane. It's unreal. I don't know what Alchemist thought he was up to when he was making those beats. What was he listening to? How was that what he decided his music was going to be? And it somehow was really good in a way that I don't even think I can explain.
Dude, the Alchemist is preeminent. He's
you know you're gonna get, even if the rapping sucks, you know you're gonna get amazing beats if the Alchemist is on it.
Yeah, dude.
And then you throw Rock Marciano on it, and it's just nonstop, smooth, insane rhyming, and just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's such a unique delivery. Rock Marciano's delivery, it's so unique. It's kind of like it's almost like a very pronounced like spoken word. It's like conspicuous and it goes, dude, it fits perfectly with the beats. It's like spoken word over like bizarre, like strange jazz mixed with Alchemist drums. It's such a distinguished sound. It's dude, when you look at it, they're both kind of cornerstones or like like key figures in underground rap. Where's Rock Marciano from? Is he from West Coast or East Coast?
New York.
And then Alchemist is West Coast. Yeah, dude, it's like two different styles getting put together, and it fits perfect. It's zany, it's bizarre, conspicuous, like I said. The album cover's crazy. The title of it is, the hell's the title?
Yeah, right. It doesn't tell you anything that's going to happen when you read the title. You have no idea what's coming after that.
It's nothing but obscurity from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's like dude, it's like sinister jazz. Sinister jazz. It's like mobster New York jazz scene, but also like a West Coast keys and stuff put in there.
A lot of grand pianos.
What they felt was high art, I feel is high art too.
I see it as high art.
It's
some stuff.
What's the? I'd have to pull up the track list. Dude, Daddy Kane with Action Bronson is one of my favorite songs of the year. Quantum Leap is one of my favorite songs of the year. Zig Zag Zig is one of my favorite songs of the year. Then maybe the weirdest song of the year is The Horns of Abraxas with that music video we watched after the Freddie concert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was something else, dude.
It's like the most bizarre music video I've seen in a long time. Those are the only songs I'm going to mention. I'm not even going to pull it up. But, yeah. Horns of Abraxas, weird. Zig Zag Zig is one of the beats of the year as well.
I think I had it as my favorite beat of the year.
Dude, there's some stuff to ride around at night, too. Some
Yeah.
windows down a little bit, a nice night, blasting that.
Yeah.
So sick.
Especially in places where there's no street lights.
Yeah.
Like dark.
Some ominous time.
Yeah. Okay, you want to talk about 10?
Yeah.
Sure.
Move on.
10 by Westside Gunn. First listen, I was cracking up, kind of freaking out. It's definitely my favorite. It's in my top 2 Westside albums. Definitely my favorite since Pray for Paris.
Mm-hmm.
The features are unreal. He has like Ghostface, Busta Rhymes, ASAP Rocky, Black Star, like Mos Def, Talib Kweli. It's the best in my opinion from the Hitler Wears Hermes, the HWH mixtape series. Final one we'll get. It feels like a milestone in his career.
It is. No, it is a milestone. And he was talking when he did that interview with Fantano and he was talking about it. I mean, it's 10 years since the first came out. How many people come up with 10 projects of the same name and the last one is potentially the best? It's usually like the first 1 or 2 or 3 is what everyone loves, then it kind of gets dragged on.
Yeah.
But to get to 10, it's just like, dude, it's unmatched.
And
Like, people don't do this.
He's only gone up. He's never gone down.
And to keep dragging out that inappropriate title.
Yeah, I think it was a good time to retire that name. With all that's going on, I think he. That's same with him. He's like, I think I'm done with this. It's time to turn a new leaf and get on a different thing because he's gonna keep going. It's not like this is his last stuff.
And even if he doesn't
keep
going, I think he will keep going too. But even if he doesn't, he's still going to be curating rap.
Yeah, as good as he is, like, you know, he's a fun rapper. He's got good lyrics. But it's his voice and his delivery no one sounds like this.
No,
on these beats.
When I first heard Pray for Paris, I thought he was a kid. He's like in his 40s.
I couldn't believe how old he was.
I couldn't believe he looks like that. I thought he was like a little, like man, like a young man or like a kid, like a teenager.
Yeah.
He's a full blown. He has like teenage kids.
Just a normal guy.
His kids are like as old as I thought he was. Oh, I should have brought the coffee cup in here.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, it's all the features are amazing. The production's amazing. I think Shootouts in Soho is ASAP Rocky's best verse of the year out of his 3 or 4 or 5 features. Dude, I don't know. He's so creative. He's the best curator in rap now. His creativity's different from everyone else's creativity. Not saying it's necessarily better. It's just so different. He pulls all these different parts from cultures and just like puts them in a pot and just spews it out, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
So you can't be fooled by his voice. His voice is hysterical.
It's so colorful. Everything about it.
In the whole time while staying so true to the Buffalo sound. Like, it's unmistakably upstate New York. Like, it feels like it's cold music.
Yeah. This doesn't come from a warm place.
No, it's tough living up there, and you feel it through the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of feels like a celebration.
Yeah.
At this point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he has so many features, and they all clearly gave it their all. Like, and it felt
Yeah.
like doing it for Westside Gunn, not just.
Yeah, they're not features just to have features. Like, not just some filler people to throw on songs. Like, everyone on that album does their best and belongs exactly where they are to make just perfect art.
And Stove God Cooks, just like he has done on the last few Westside albums, is just like the star of the show. For me, at least. Every time he's on one of those songs with like a conductor beat or something, it's like he just takes it over. It's insane.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's underrated. People are gonna know about him.
Stove God.
I don't know when. But he's underrated.
I gotta listen to him more. Dude, the first listen, I was sitting right where I am now with my headphones in, and Fly God Jr. came on.
Fly God Jr.
selling those Eyez. Dude, I immediately just had the biggest smile, and I knew that I was about to be so into it. It's like the kick drum. And that was one of the best memories from the fall, was when we went out to eat. We were driving 20 miles an hour through downtown with the windows blasting. That song blasting.
In the Buick.
Funny. Even if you don't like if you end up listening to this podcast and then listen to 10 and you're like, dude, this shit sucks, it's so understandable. But if you just look past how hysterical and not that great his voice is and just appreciate it for the curation of what it is, you gotta at least think it's funny. Yeah. And if something's funny, it can't be awful. I don't know.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I think about this album when I'm like 50 years old. I'm sure I'll still like it, but
yeah. Also, so into the last song, Red Death, being over 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
When the final song in an album like this is really long, I love it. I love that stuff. You know, it's just like a summary of the entire thing. It's the culmination of everything that went on, and it's just long.
Yeah,
and dude, so many beat switches in this. It's constant. There's some different sounds going on even in the same song.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And it helps with how many good other rappers they throw on that song.
Mm-hmm.
They all have an affinity for pushing product. No one else can make it seem as colorful and funny, enjoyable, whatever, as they can. Not that they are still doing that, but really all about is how they used to sell drugs. But they do it. They have so many different ways to say how they did it. It's never.
Yeah, like Pusha T too. It's just like even though the content is similar, I can't believe there's this many different ways to talk about it and still be fresh.
Yeah, you can't relate to it.
No,
you can't relate to it, but yet you could still feel it. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of leads us into Tana Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher. Also an affinity for selling drugs, selling crack, and unlimited ways to talk about doing it. After we came out with our final rankings, I listened to both 10 and Tana Talk 4 a few more times, and I think that I might like Tana Talk 4. Might rank it one above 10 now, but I don't know. It's it might be his most put together production. I don't know. What do you guys think? Out of all his other albums,
dude.
Yeah.
Another thing, having this many albums with the same name, it's hard to keep it fresh. But yeah, he still did it. I think this run that Benny's on right now is going to be looked back in 10 years as one of the best runs anybody's ever had. Because like he's been in the game for a while, but I feel like finally, like these last few years, he has really got the recognition he deserves. And I feel like he says he doesn't really care that much about like rapping. Like that's not like his main focus, like some rappers are, where it's like they want to be the best rapper in the world, and that's fine. You don't need to be. But the skill that he possesses in all the songs, there's nothing dull. You know, even if, you know, his flow doesn't exactly change a ton. You know, he doesn't have this long book of different flows like Kendrick or Eminem or whatever. But his voice and everything, he just kills beats like few people can do. It's so pleasant to listen to. And the sports references. Him and Conway the Machine and Westside Gunn too. No one will ever have more and better sports references than these three. It's unbelievable. They have to be the biggest sports guys for this.
Dude, they bring
I love that about them.
And shit.
Yeah, I love it
because they're so good at rapping about using sports as metaphors and similes.
And it's not like simple similes. You know, it's like, oh, I dribbled like blah blah blah. It's like it fits into the song so well where it's like not that you don't notice it, but it's just so coherent. You know, it's perfect.
It's always very specific. It's like you can know the exact moment that they're talking about.
That's his whole thing. Strong delivery and like punchlines that hit hard. You understand it. Everything he's saying, you can visualize it. He has a strong voice. He's great to listen to. He's so good at rapping. He can't be stopped since 2018.
No.
It's
an all-time run.
It's an all-time run. He's
like the main reason Griselda blew up. I feel like people discovered Benny and they're like, oh, we should check out this Griselda thing. And then they kind of grew from there.
Yeah. Crazy. Johnny P's Caddy. Unreal song. In my top
Unreal.
Year. J. Cole's verse it's the best guest verse of the year.
Best J. Cole verse today.
In a while. Yeah.
I'm putting it on paper ever.
It might be J. Cole's best verse ever.
10 More Commandments is a lot of fun too.
10 More Commandments is
piggybacking off Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
That was pretty creative. And to like actually do it justice, you know, if you're going to have a song that's referencing like one of the greatest rap songs, you know, 10 Crack Commandments is all time. To actually follow that up while not like even creating the original song is so impressive.
And like adding new commandments that didn't really apply to 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Biggie was making that.
Modern. It's like modern crack.
Yeah.
It was a really good idea. Even though, like you said, I can't really relate to it much. But to be able to make that song based off of a Biggie Smalls song and the internet is not immediately pissed off about it is pretty impressive.
Dude, yeah. We can't relate to it, but I guess he's kind of the messenger. He's kind of telling the people I don't know about.
Yeah.
Like,
you could understand. Like, you can't relate, but you get it. Like, it all makes perfect sense. You know, I don't intend to sell crack ever in my life, nor have I ever. But if I did, you have to listen to these songs. Like, it's a blueprint to how to not get caught and all that. It's important.
You've now got 20 rules to follow in case you decide to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine living the life that those guys did. Like, I'm pretty sure he said he was an honor student, like in high school, but then I don't know.
He's clearly smart with his wordplay and everything. It's obvious that he's not an idiot. Like, there's a lot of thought going into this.
He's one of the more intelligent rappers, I'd say. His lyrics prove it, and I don't know. Maybe he might not be, but maybe he's just that confident that he appears to be. I don't know. Either way, he's definitely not dumb. Whatever he did, I don't know his story. No one really does. It's not like Eminem where everyone knows the life behind it and stuff, but he it's pretty admirable, those guys, what they came from, and like then they just, I guess that's what rap's always been though, is telling your story and where you come from. Mm-hmm. But the way that they do it, it's so different. That's why they're this Griselda wave that we've had the past 4 or 5 years. It's one of the best things that's happened to rap in a long time.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. It's like this whole new sub genre of rap. It's so grimy. It's so lyrical. The beats are insane. These guys that they're teaming up with, the Alchemist has made like a giant resurgence, and he's making rap amazing right now. Derringer. Who else? Who else am I forgetting? Conductor. Yeah, and then they're bringing out all these other guys like Mayhem, Stove God Cooks, like you said, Boldy James, Makami, all great artists, all crazy lyricists, all make amazing music, and I don't know.
Yeah,
best. I'm one of the biggest Griselda guys, and Benny's like the star of them. So
yeah, two of their albums are in our top 10, and then Conway's album, God Don't Make Mistakes, it didn't make our top 10, but it was all in our top 15s. Like that's another. Any other year that's probably making top 10, but just because this year was so strong, you know, that it says more about the year than it does his album. Like, it was a really good album. It's totally worth listening to.
Fantano,
you know, it's like
Fantano or the Needle Drop or whatever, the YouTube review guy had God Don't Make Mistakes by Conway the Machine as his number one rap album of the year. I think it was it was in his top 10 or 5 overall, all genres. So I have to go back and listen to it because we might be missing something.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's still really good. Like in any other year, it might be in the top 10, but it's definitely top 15 or 20 for us. But yeah, I can't praise Benny and Conway and Westside Gunn enough. They're so good. They've been like my main music for pretty much since the first month of COVID. A little before, maybe like November 2019. It's
crazy to think we've been listening to them for that long.
Yeah,
because still everything they put out feels like the first time you're hearing them, it's all fresh.
Yeah,
because you listen to someone for enough years, it'll get stable. Especially because they put out a lot of albums. They're not just putting out one every 2, 3, 4 years. It's like they're having multiple a year for multiple years. Like there's no shortage of them, and it hasn't gotten stale.
No.
Yeah, because everything they say just hits so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many different feelings that come out of it. You want to get pumped up. You need to work out. You want to think. You just want some smooth stuff for at night or whatever. They got it all.
Yeah. They are
all right.
The best. All right. Getting away from the Griselda talk, the plug talk. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry's awesome. He's also one of the best from this new generation, like we said in our last video with like Jid and those guys. He's like his own thing. It's kind of like a rebellious kind of music. His not this album per se, kind of is, but his older albums were more almost like metal rap in a way.
Yeah, it's like heavy metal or like punk rock.
Yeah.
Like, he's just going hard, screaming, but also rapping.
Yeah, and on this one, he brings those, gets a little smoother, gets some really good production, and gets a little personal. I don't know. It was so good. It's hard to rank it at like 9 because it's so good, but like I've said, every album was hard to rank this year, but this album is open, personal. He kind of spilled his guts into it, I think. And I think just Denzel Curry needs more recognition. For sure. He's super talented. He's really good. Walkin' is one of the songs of the year. Melt Sessions, all of it. Everything is good on there.
I'm still not over the walking beat. It's like the sweetest beat I've ever heard.
What a good transition from the first to second verse.
Yeah.
And there's no lulls in the album either. Like from start to finish, it's all good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of I always have a problem when in the middle of an album it gets soft, it gets slow, feels like throwaways. But it's like every song on this album belongs there and belongs where it's spaced.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he delivers on every song. He's smooth, to the point, says what he needs to say. The production is awesome throughout, and I've been a huge fan of him since Taboo, and this is definitely my favorite album of his.
Oh, it's without a doubt his best.
Yeah.
This is his best he's done. Like this,
Yeah.
like the gap. Not that his other stuff was bad, but like the gap, the elevation from this, so high.
Yeah.
You know, he put his heart and soul into this.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because he went really hard on Taboo, and then he went even harder on Zoo, and then he put out this mixtape thing, like EP little thing on SoundCloud in like 2019, like right after Zoo, and it was like one of the hardest things I've ever heard. how much he was screaming, the production, it was pretty low quality, and I'm like, when I heard he was making a new album, I was like, how hard is he going to go this time? And it was interesting that he kind of slowed it down and ended up being a lot calmer than usual. And it worked out well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, dude, he's even on a song with Suicide Boys. It's metal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and that sounds nothing like what he did on this album. That's why it's so unique, so interesting, because it's atypical of him.
Sanhuro is sick, though. That's something to work out to.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it cinch?
Yeah, no, there's still a ton of energy and booms and stuff. You know, it's not like he's not soft on this by no means. But when you compare it to some of his other stuff, you know, it's a little easier to digest and like play to your friends like publicly.
It's for sure loud, but it's just, it's not as Rage Against the Machine as his other albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really good production.
Yeah.
Cover's cool too.
Totally.
Yeah, we're big fans.
Then we got kind of going back to Griselda a bit. We got Black Vladimir by Mayhem, Loren, and Derringer. I didn't hear that till later in the year. I think I heard it at Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. You showed it to me, Nick. Insane.
Dude, insane. I said that was another thing. First album I've ever heard from the guy. It was terrifying to listen to. That is so sinister. The beats, his voice, you know, the content. It's scary. It's chilling. You're drawn in. Like you need to keep going to see how it's gonna turn. It's like a scary movie.
Yeah, it brought me back to the Griselda album, WWCD. I feel like it was kind of that vibe, and personally, I think Derringer kind of just sounds like Westside Gunn, but with a normal voice. not a bad thing.
You mean Mayhem, Loren?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who did I say?
You said Derringer.
Darren.
Oh,
it's fine.
Mayhem, Loren.
Yeah, he's definitely more lyrical though. Like, I mean, this was a pretty long album, and it wasn't filled with verses. Like there's some or choruses. Like there's long verses in here.
Yeah, he does.
You know, like he really expounded on his thoughts. Like it's not, you know, a bunch of whatever. It's like, you know, he's really going for it.
It's like Kingpin vibes.
Yeah,
like kind of like a modern. I was reading an article about it, and it's talking about how it's somewhat similar to Biggie, but like a modern version, but like maybe grimier. Just I don't know. Just another one of the stories about drug dealing, the craving for luxury shit, some vapid stuff, but also a poet. Like it's great lyrics.
Yeah,
the noises,
rhyme schemes,
the noises that are produced. This dude Derringer is crazy. It's unreal noise. All these off keys, these off key pianos. I'm such a fan of those.
Yeah, these producers are coming up with some of the best sounds for some of the best rappers to go over, and it's so cohesive and just makes these ultimate projects. Like, it was unbelievable. It's like, you call something the 10th best rap album of the year. Probably don't think it's like the greatest, album ever, but you listen to it and you're like, this is phenomenal. It's something you want to keep revisiting to, and it's fun. Individual songs, like, just pick a song out, listen to it. But when you go through it from front to back, it got you feeling something. There's definitely a mood and a vibe in it that is atypical.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah,
you really feel this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stuff. He pronounces his vowels kind of differently. It's very New York.
Yeah.
He's almost he's almost like the underground king of New York right now, it feels like. Is he from Buffalo or is he from New York City? I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know if he's the underground king of New York.
Right now, after that, in 2022, moving into 2023, who else is? What is going on in New York right now when A$AP Rocky's gone?
We don't know.
5-year-old Warren toss.
He's from Queens.
There's definitely someone better than Mayhem Lorenz.
Since Pop Smoke died, there's really no New York stuff going on. Joey Badass is pretty sick. Joey Badass is sick. I want to talk about 2000.
Yeah,
it's really
he did take a hiatus though.
Yeah,
to be fair, like he was kind of gone for a little bit. I mean, he said he quit rapping. I mean, everyone says he quit rapping. Westside said he quit rapping. Benny and Conway also said they're going to quit, but they don't quit. It's too good. Yeah. They're too good at it, and it's too fun for them to quit.
People want it, and they give the people what they want.
Yeah, and they make millions from it, so why would you stop?
True. There's no reason to stop.
Dude, and how about the titles on Black Vladimir?
Dude, they crack me up.
Conflict resolution, and it's like offbeat. It's like offbeat piano loops and dark. Black Vladimir is a great name for the sound.
Valedictorians and red pesto.
Broken rubber bands. Did someone just say that? Sorry.
Oversized luggage and lavish vision. Dude, it's some good song title names. I'm into it.
Nigerian vegetables. Great.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. It's unique. It doesn't sound like a lot of other people right now. But if you like it, you're going to, if this is your style, you're going to love this.
Yeah. It's totally worth listening to if you know who Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine and Westside Gunn. If you already know about all those guys, go into their circle and listen to the other stuff. This is a must listen to from this year, I'd say.
I would agree.
All right, the other one we could talk a little bit about, and then we could, instead of talking about all the other ones we have, I guess we could just name them, but we should talk a little bit about 2000. Joey Badass.
Yeah, the return of Joey Badass comes out and puts out over an hour-long album.
Yeah. Which
unbelievable.
Might be my favorite cover of the year, album cover. Maybe.
It's a quality cover album, no arguments.
Green shirt, orange background with the storefront and all the stickers. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know.
He knows how to capture the New York look.
Yeah.
Maybe better than anyone.
His voice, his dialect, so New York.
Yeah. Undeniably New York. To the core.
Fantastic production. Static Selecta did so good. One of my favorite songs of the year is One of Us. That's probably my favorite song from the album. After listening to it 10 times, I really like One of Us. That's another one that I only blast music in the car, but that's another one to blast in the car at night, driving down Lakeshore Drive or wherever you're at, just blast that. And it comes in with the Ariana Grande sample that kind of fades in and then beat drops, and then it's just crazy production, and one of my favorite songs this year.
Where I Belong is probably my second or third favorite beat of the year. I think the way they spin that sample is just... I've never heard anything quite like it.
Yeah, and dude, Survivor's Guilt, that's a heavy song.
Yeah.
Like he, if whoever doesn't know, like you go back at his old mixtapes, his best friend, Capital Steez, ended up killing himself, and he kind of never really like discussed it much in his music, even though they used to make like so much music together. They were best friends growing up.
Talked about it. It was like a whole
and it's an entire song spilling out his feelings, like heartfelt.
I think that's the first.
It's
talked about it.
Yeah, it's nice to hear, people like getting stuff off their chest like that. Because obviously it was a huge part of his life, losing your friend like that. And he feels guilty that he's the one that made it while his friend, not even didn't make it. He died, and that's probably never going to leave him. But now, hopefully, putting on the song like gives him a little peace, because the people that were with, I used to listen to Joey Badass way back in the day when he was a lot younger, and I remember, what's the song? I can't think of it, but it was my favorite Joey Badass. It was him and Capital Steez, and
Survival Tactics.
Survival Tactics. Thank you.
Yeah.
God, is that a good song? And then the shift obviously from there to now, it's it was a long time ago, and he's still this sad and still has these feelings about it. So it's obviously super important and personal to him. And I like when people actually spill their guts on songs. All the bang boom bop, awesome, love it. But when people get real deep down and tell you how they're feeling, almost treating it like a therapy session, it's like there's a little more to that. You got to respect that very much, because not everyone's willing to do that, and not everyone's able to do that.
Yeah,
agreed.
It's good music.
Very good music.
All right, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other songs, or the other albums that I guess we should just include, if you guys are still here and want to just check out new albums, King's Disease 3 by Nas. Not many people are this good this long into their career. He's been rapping forever, and it's still fresh. That was amazing. It said God Don't Make Mistakes by Conway. Classic. Spaceships on the Blade by Larry June. Fun as fuck. That's totally worth listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Few Good Things by Saba. I don't really care that much about Saba, and I didn't care about every song on this album.
Sick.
But it's really good. I was blown away.
You should care about Saba.
Yeah, dude, Saba's...
Dude, I probably should, but it's not that I don't care. It's just, dude, not everything's just gonna appeal to me. It is what it is. It's a little softer. I usually like a little bit harder music, but he raps his ass off on this.
Check out Pivot.
Okay. Ab-Soul's album, that came out a day before we did our summit, so it was kind of hard to include in everything. And you could just tell the quality of production on that is elite. Like, Top Dog, fucking, man, do they put effort in their albums. You love to see that.
Really
That had some of the best... That was like the most beat switch album I think I've ever heard. I don't think any song had one beat in it. Everything had multiple.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
I gotta listen to it more. I only listened to that one time so far.
I've listened like 50 times at least by now.
Yeah. What other ones am I missing that you guys had?
Aethiops by Billy Woods. I want to throw that in there.
And Church by Billy Woods. Billy Woods is... A lot of people probably won't like it that would watch this. Yeah, Mike, you don't, but you should try.
Hey, there's time. In 2 years, it might be my favorite. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it lacks quality. It's just
there's no
it wasn't
lyrics.
For me.
It's just like it's out there. It's abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be in the right state of mind for it. But if you are,
you just can't put it on in the background. You gotta. It's like a experience. It's a lot of words, really, really weird shit. But yeah, Aethiops and Church, both of those by Billy Woods, and also Nick. Go ahead.
I want to throw in two more. Sick by Earl, Sweatshirt.
His best album since Doors. probably.
This is the first main album to drop this year or last year, and I think it was really good. It's one of my. I love Earl, and he delivered on that. And then also, Bag Talk Deluxe by Pink Sifu and Young Morpheus. I didn't find that album until like early December last year, but it's pretty long and it's not very bumping. But the sounds and what they're doing on that album, Pink Sifu, is pretty creative, and it's just a crazy album to listen to, I think.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Out of all the ones we've mentioned, that's the only one I haven't listened to. I'll have to check that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Killing Nothing by Boldy James and Real Bad Man, and Fair Exchange No Robbery by Boldy James and Nicholas Craven, which was in your top 10, Nick. I like Killing Nothing more personally, but they're both really good. And then the last one, unless you guys want to add anything else, you can't forget It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. Kanye and Pharrell produced it, and Pharrell did so much better than Kanye. Every good song on that album, every really good one, is, in my opinion.
You think that's better than Daytona?
No. I'm saying the album was only produced by Kanye and Pharrell. It's Almost Dry.
It was half and half.
Oh.
It's half and half. I think Pharrell's ones are way better.
Yeah.
On this album.
I got you now.
Dude, Pharrell's amazing.
Pharrell's like one of the producers of the year, dude. All those Neck and Wrist is one of the best produced songs of the year.
Mr. Morale. Oh.
Yeah, another guy that's not aging. Just continuing to make the best stuff possible for as long as he lives, apparently.
Yeah.
It's insane. Because he has a wide variety of people he works with a variety of sounds. It's not just one sound he's creating. It's anything you could ask from him, he's going to do, and do it better than anyone else.
Yeah.
I just learned he produced All Right by Kendrick. I didn't know that until like last week.
Didn't know that either. I bet you there's so many songs out there that he's produced that you have no idea.
Yeah.
And even though they're some of your favorite songs.
Yeah, he's a big deal. He's kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so those are the albums. That's our 2022 recap. Those are our favorite albums of the year. We might be missing some, but not really. Those are the ones that matter.
Yeah.
I'm also going to throw in Honestly Nevermind by Drake is one of my least favorite of the year, and Her Loss is in like the mid. Her Loss has grown on me a bit, but everyone already knows that, so no need to tell anything. I
would second that.
That it grew on me. Everyone already knows what it is because 60 million people listen. 68, 70 million people listen to them every day, every month.
I would say that Her Loss track list, the titles, are the single most vapid titles on any rap album in history, and I'm not into it. It's Twitter rap. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Let's look at this. Rich Flex, on BS, privileged rappers, dude, Pussy and Millions, Broke Boys, Jumbotron shit poppin', more M's. I guess it's get the fuck out of here, dude. Whatever. I'm not getting on this. I hate, dude, and that's not even, dude. Like I like the song. I don't like the songs, but I like the songs more than I like the titles. I think those are the worst titles in history.
The songs.
I think it's the worst titled album in history.
Good, dude. I like, dude. 21 Savage is sick. Drake has some sick shit. Drake's way capable of rapping better than he does, but it's not bad. Honestly, Nevermind is bad.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Money talks. And Drake's got
Dude, I got no issue with what Drake's doing.
No.
It just sucks. It just sucks when I know that there's someone with so much talent that's not putting the effort into making actually good songs. Like, he can do so much better. That's what's annoying. But if he wants to come out with this and wants to be on TikTok, wants to have sold-out shows everywhere, completely fine. Get your money, have your gambling addiction. I don't care. Not my problem. All I'm just saying is I'm losing out on good music because this is what he's doing.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I got 20-something other albums to listen to this year.
But it's still good. Honestly, Nevermind was. Yeah, our top. This was part 2 of our top top 10 to 15, whatever, on our top albums of 2022. So if you guys sat through this one as well, maybe not. If you did, they're all
really hopefully good. Someone does.
Yeah, these are all really good albums to check out, and hopefully you get a good sense of what was going on somewhat behind the scenes in 2022, besides the stuff that you already know about, like Drake and all that stuff. So yeah, next video we do, we're gonna start, as albums come out, we might talk about them, review them, I guess, and then we're also gonna start reviewing some of our personal favorite albums, like classic ones. We got Stankonia by Outkast coming up. We're probably gonna have an Eminem video coming soon, and yeah, we're just gonna keep talking about rap, and hopefully the conversations keep getting better.
Yeah.
To the one person still listening, thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. What's up? All right. Peace, guys.
Take it easy.
Peace.